Future Simon, this video is for you. This is where I have spent the past 22 years and basically my entire life growing up. And now my family has sold the farm and moving to another place. Which means that I want to gather all the beautiful memories, all the beautiful places into one video just to be able to look back at some point. I'm also going to try to capture the things I think played a major role to who I am right now, but also to who I am going to be whenever I'm watching this. So it can be regarding the training, my hobbies, places, it's literally everything. But I'm going to try to capture as much as possible, so whenever you're looking back, you're going to be able to connect the dots backwards and understand, oh, this all makes sense, and this is one of the reasons why I probably am where I am. So let's start off with the first place that definitely had a massive impact on my life. Right now, but most likely in the future as well, the backyard setup. I'm gonna throw in some B-rolls and some pictures about it because now it's in the shadow, but it is such an amazing place. I'm also gonna try to find all the pictures that we had from when we built it, because this started off 6 years ago, as of when I'm recording this video, with me and my group of friends from high school just building the bar. And this was not what we made in the first time or the first year. We started off with a straight bar, soon understood that it became really muddy underneath, so we built some sand. We also built the parallels, which is not this pair right here, it's another one. And all of this we just did by hand. We spent days digging, I think it's about like 40 centimeters or something for the sand. We ordered the sand, we built everything ourselves, and still until this day we don't have any grass growing up. So I would say we're pretty good at the construction part as well. And the reason we have new parallels as well was because I did an incident. I did a front flip dismount, landed almost on my really uncomfortable at that moment, but looking back at it, I think it almost was destiny, because those parallels were pretty damn shitty. And now when I upgraded to these ones, I started to do more front flip regrabs on them, back flip I trained a bit more flows, more stability, and that actually took my training one step further. So maybe it was meant to be, even though it was a pretty harsh lesson. This also has a lot of social memories to it. One of the first places I take people when they say they're interested in calisthenics, when it's unknown, this is to the backyard. Because when you try calisthenics for the first time and you get put into a community or a group training outside in the sun, you just get addicted to it. So we have had workouts here where it's like 20 people, all from Stockholm. Sometimes we have had international people as well, like Christoph has come over, the world champion, which is also insane. I have his signature on these bars, and it has just been such a vibe. And this, I truly think, set the foundation for who I am, how I train, how I got into calisthenics way more. I used it for a lot of content filming as well, social media, trained on it for competitions, just hustling in the cold, and it has just sort of made me who I am. And still thinks whenever I'm watching this, maybe 10, 20 years, it's still gonna have a massive impact. And who's ever buying this place, I really hope they are not gonna destroy these bars, because there is so much history to them, and I really think if they just stand here without someone abusing them, they could last for a long time. And coming back here at some point in my life, just to do maybe a basic sesh, it would be such a vibe. But with that being said, let's move on to the next place, which also had a major impact on my life. Next up is the garage. This has made such an impact on everything I'm doing. It taught me everything about mechanics. It wasn't my 3-year bachelor where I started to know things. Yeah, it gave me some things, knowledge on paper, but how to really work with engines, how to open up engines, how to just do things in real life, I taught myself on my own here. I looked at YouTube and I just pursued trial and error, trial and error. My dad helped me a lot in the beginning with teaching me how to weld a bit, teaching me the foundations. And when I had that fixed, I just went on pursuing builds and even starting my first business. So it's not about social media where I started making my first money. It was actually here in the garage. There was a summer I was guaranteed 2 months of work, but just before the summer they told me that they had changed of plans. So at that point I was left with no work, but I was expecting me to have some money at the end of that summer. So I was laying in my bed, I remember it so well, just thinking, how the fuck should I get money? I can't apply for a job right now because it was so close to summer and I didn't feel like doing it either. So I really want to find something that was something I could enjoy but also make some bucks on it. And that's when it hit me. I should start flipping ATVs, motorcycles, quads, mechanics, because that's what I love doing and I'm pretty good at it. So I searched all marketplace, I stayed up the whole night and I found one. Really good price, it was close by, so I was like, this is my chance, I might just buy it. Pretty expensive for being the first one I ever bought, but still relatively cheap for being a quad. I fixed everything when I got home. I painted it, I did the repairs on parts that it needed and really spent a lot of time on it. But then I was gonna do a checkup just to make sure that I could drive it on the roads. And that's when they told me it was freaking stolen. So the first ATV, the first thing in my business was me buying a stolen shit, and the first thought I had was, I just lost all my money, because who the fuck is gonna buy this? But that's when I changed sort of my mindset and like, fuck it, I'll just give it a try. Maybe there is someone that doesn't need it to be running on the roads. And that's exactly what I found. I found someone that wanted to have it on the farm and didn't need it to be driven on the roads. They didn't care, they just wanted an engine, 4-wheel drive and to tow things on the farm with. So it was perfect. And I actually made a profit, pretty good one, on that ATV. So I learned so much from doing it. I learned that you can make a lot of fucking money on stolen shit. No, jokes aside, I learned that even if everything is against you, there is always something you can do. So I made money even though literally at that point I thought everything was just fucked. And that taught me so much about business, and therefore I continued to just buy more and more quads. And still until this day, I always made a profit on my ATVs, which was insane. I became super good at buying the right thing, buying at the right market price, knowing the value I could increase it to, and then finding the right buyers. Also writing text in a way that makes people want to buy it. So I learned so much about selling, repairing and buying, which is literally supply and demand. And everything just taught in here on my own, which is insane, which helped me throughout my whole career. And whenever you're watching this, Simon, probably is a big part of your life as well. Supply and demand, know how to buy, know how to sell. If you have those things, you're fixed. So there's so many memories in here, and after that I never had a normal work ever again. I spent all my summers in here just flipping ATVs. The money wasn't really the main thing, it was more about the fact that I just loved doing it, and I learned so much. So I still have one project in here that I have not sold and won't sell because it's just so close to my heart. And it's a project that I did for fun, not for selling, but just because I wanted to learn. And I'm gonna share it because you're probably gonna have it when you see this video, but if you don't, this is for you to remember the feeling of a real engine. Holy shit. So this is my little baby. I spent so many hours in the garage building it. I'm gonna find pictures of it as well. Started off as a motorcycle, welded the rear axle, welded the front axle, built the steering. I actually opened up the entire engine here because the compression was so shit. But this is also one of these projects I just learned so freaking much doing. Hours on YouTube to making it work. But eventually I got there, and it just taught me everything about mechanics. It gave me the confidence that almost no matter which future project I'm gonna buy, I probably know how to fix it. Or even if I don't know, I at least know how to pursue and learn how to fix it. And it just stands so close to my heart. So that is it. I am just gonna show some picture of it. Psych. This is the most sick build I've ever done, so of course we're gonna hear it run. Alright Simon, I switched to the shotgun mic just to get the full vibe and all the audio from this exhaust, because the 4-cylinder sounds amazing and I hope it feels through the camera as well. Otherwise, this is probably something you're gonna remember. of course, Simon, I am gonna show you how it rips, because this is a death machine. I wish I had a helmet, but that one is in the moving boxes, so this will do. Holy crap. Glad I'm still alive. And then we have this place, the lake. I spent so many hours, both summers, especially in the beginning, but last couple of years during the winter as well, always bringing friends, doing sauna, ice bath. I think that's the beneficial part of Sweden, that you can actually have midwinter. It's really nice, but the in-between seasons, not so much. Either way, this is also one of the reasons that my parents even got me into swimming. I thank them for it, because being able to just swim, be so confident in the water as well, is something that I still until this day just really enjoy and appreciate. The small bridge I'm on right now is somewhere we would always do swimming sessions. We would do jumps, train for front flips, front flip to dives, gainers as well. And every time we had an outdoor session with a crew, we would always come here after. It became really a routine and a good one. The other beneficial part is that the nature here is just absolutely amazing, and it was beneficial for all the content I created in the past years. For Instagram, it worked really well. That's both when it's summer to do things here, especially with the sort of zoom I have right now, just creates a nice nature vibe. During winter as well, when it's flat ice, not a lot of people here either. It really looks like a winter wonderland, so super helpful for the content part. And you sort of became like a Viking after a while. You had to do the ice bath. You started to do ice bath content as well, because everything that is cold is just fascinating for a lot of people. And of course, supply and demand. If a lot of people likes it, I continue to do it. And it builds mentality as well, the ice baths. Both to do it together with friends, still until this day. I don't know how it is when you watch this, Simon, but hopefully you're still sticking to the routine. Because as of right now, we have a team from the high school. We all meet up once per week to sauna and ice bath. Starting from a few months ago and during the whole winter season, just sauna and ice bath once per week. It keeps the contact really pure. It's a nice thing to do with each other, not only for the chatting in the sauna, but also mentally. Everyone is just doing something that is building themselves, and that has helped a lot. And I really hope we're sticking with it for a long time as well. Not only doing it now, but as we're getting older, everyone routines, life changes, but if we can stick to it, it would mean a lot. So I hope that's a thing still. This place also set the foundation for my fishing enthusiasm. I still just absolutely love fishing. You're probably gonna do it a lot in the future as well, because it's so peaceful. And this lake, of course, not the craziest fishing, but still on a sunny day, nice nature, just going out. It didn't really matter if you got fish or not, just being out, bringing some friends. It was a vibe. That is gonna be pretty much the wrap for this. If there's something I forget, I might just edit it in when I'm editing the video. But these memories, the garage, the freestyle park, the lake, this place in general, those things made me who I am, and most likely will affect you or me in the future as well. So this is my memory of this place.